Hey Dan,
What's up, buddy?
you reading anything good lately?
Oh, just Thursday Murder Club.
By Richard Osman.
Me too.
So this is a thing that we're gonna try. We actually have a book club that we're in together that Dan graciously invited me into. And we read roughly 70 pages a week. And so I thought we could just actually get on the podcast and talk about it.
Yeah, it'd be like a
Um,
live service book club. If anyone else is reading this or like would like to, if our three fans would like to join us in picking up this book and reading it, you can catch up.
and we are two of our three fans.
We have to. Both our
Um,
moms count as half.
exactly. Exactly. So this book is about, well, hey, I can read the back. In a peaceful retirement village, four unlikely friends meet weekly in the jigsaw room to discuss unsolved crimes. Together they call themselves the Thursday Murder Club. When a local developer is found dead with a mysterious photograph left next to the body, the friends wow, reading is hard, guys.
It's hard.
The friends suddenly find themselves in the middle of their first alive case. They might be senior citizens, but they are cleverer than most. As the bodies begin to pile up, can our unorthodox but brilliant gang catch the killer before it's too late? So, the Thursday Murder Club consists of Joyce, Elizabeth, Ron, Ibrahim, and previously Penny, who seems like she's kind of invalid now.
Yeah. Yep, she's in the hospital with something. Well, they're all senior citizens, so she's probably like in hospice or something. That's how I took that.
Yeah, that's how I took that too. Joyce, former nurse, and her daughter works in a hedge fund or runs a
Hmm.
hedge fund or something. And it's kind of hinted at that she's the only one not from money in
Yes.
this retirement home. Ron was a professional picketer, would always find himself a cause. They called him Red Ron. Um, and his son is a famous boxer, Jason Ritchie. Abraham was a famous, famous, famous psychologist or therapist kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know if famous is the right word. I just maybe like just like mega successful, like enough where he made enough money to like go into this
Get to
super
Cooper Chase.
yeah to get into the retirement home. No, it's kind of implied. I guess they maybe wrote a few books, so yeah, maybe famous.
Penny, who's the invalid, sounds like she was a police officer and then retired.
Hmm.
And that's how they would kind of pick up the cold cases. And Elizabeth kind of seems like the main person, and her job is a mystery. What do you think her job is? I have my own guess.
I think it's gonna be something super mundane. I don't think it's even
You think so?
related to anything with the
Really?
case. I think like maybe she like is an artist or like painted stuff.
I
Um,
think she was a spy.
that is like I could buy into that. Like it makes sense to me. I'm hoping it's something a little bit more than just like, oh yeah, like she was like M16 or like something like, is that what's the agency over there?
MI5 or MI6
Six, yeah,
or MI5. I don't know. James
yeah,
Bond or whatever.
yeah. Because that's what it feels like. I'm like, oh, like I feel like we're all just assuming this, and like that's what it's like we're led to believe, and it's gonna like turn out that she was like, oh yeah, like I invested in Bitcoin. That's all I did, and she's just this clever and awesome person who likes crime podcasts and books, and that's where I'm leaning right now. But I like your answer. Your answer makes a lot of sense.
Well, because she's not supposed to talk about it.
Hmm.
Spies aren't supposed to talk about their job, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm not a spy. Never been a spy, probably. Or that's what I would say. You know what I mean? If I, you'll never know. It's a coin flip.
We'll flip that coin next episode.
Um, she's talked about, or well, yeah, so she can't talk about it, and she's good at faking crying, um, and good at like she seems like she's really good at drawing conclusions, like putting
Yeah,
things
she's
together and drawing
super smart.
conclusions. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it all makes sense. Like my first thought was spy, and I was like, well, that feels too easy to like just make that jump. So I'm hoping that my expectations are subverted.
they also have talked about how like she's I think fluent in like Polish, or she like ran a bar in Yugoslavia at one point, and someone in Geneva owes her a favor.
Yeah, and she speaks a little bit of Portuguese. She thanked the bus driver when they left the bus.
I didn't even catch that.
Yep. So I'm guessing fluent in multiple languages. Um,
Hear me out. I'm correct.
yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be surprised. Let me just say that. Like, I think all the signs are pointing towards spy or something involving, international missions or
Art
something like
thief.
that. But yeah, I'm buying into like I'm hoping it's just like, oh yeah, she's just this mundane woman who just has a passion for solving crimes and it just happens to be super clever.
What if she's like an art thief?
I would also love that.
I would love that. It's just an Ocean's 11
Yeah.
post cool, like
Yeah. She was the
postscript
Brad
story.
Pitt of the Ocean 11.
All right, so my two main guesses for Elizabeth, either A, spy, international woman of mystery, or B, art thief, because that just
Mine,
sounds fun to me.
I know this is very broad, but I'm going with like mundane job. I'm going with like maybe I don't know,
CPA.
CPA, like an account, like I'm going something mundane. Like we're all going to think spy, art thief. I think she is just a smart woman who maybe was a good
Okay.
accountant.
Well, and she talked about following the money too, right?
Yeah, she did talk about following the
Yeah.
money. That's always the key.
That is always the key in everything. Okay, so let's get to the victim really quickly.
Yeah,
We don't want
Tony.
to take all day with our book club. Okay, so who is dead? Tony Tony Curran, Anthony. Probably. He was brought up he was from around the way, as the kids say. Um, he did a lot of thieving, was arrested multiple times on petty crimes, and then
Drug
he was
dealing.
charged with drug dealing,
Hmm.
charged with murder one time, but the witness also, I think, died.
Disappeared, is what the official
Disappeared.
story. The taxi driver was missing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That happens often,
it
you
does.
know.
Yeah.
That's what the kids say. Um, so our main suspects are Jason Ritchie, Ron's son, who is part of the Thursday Murder Club, but he does not know that Jason is a suspect yet because we're only 20 chapters in. This is chapters 1 to 20. Um, Bobby Tanner. So when Tony Kern was dead, a photograph of Jason, Bobby, Tanner, and Tony were left next to the dead body. So Jason, obviously a suspect, famous boxer
Yeah.
that in this all takes place in England, I'm pretty sure. Um,
Bobby Tanner, who's missing,
Bobby Tanner, who's missing,
and
quite like the taxi driver.
and then the guy who took the photograph.
Exactly, who we don't know who that is yet.
Don't know.
The other person, the other two that we have are Ian Bentham, who was Tony Curran's business partner and was just cutting him out of the deal, and Bogdan, who Ian was hiring to replace Tony for cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it clearly is like Ian and Bogdan killed Tony. I feel like the photo, I mean, I know the police have to question Jason. We're going to see that, but I feel like the photograph should just kind of absolve Jason. Like, who would leave a photograph of themselves, like at a crime scene, Like, who would do that? It makes no sense.
So, someone trying to mislead someone. And I think there's a scandal coming up because Jason asked Ron if he if any reporters had come to talk to him.
Yeah, I'm guessing Jason may be fixing fights. That would almost be like
Mhm.
my guess for it, 'cause I know like in real life that's like the mobs would pay boxers, boxers take dives, they make a lot of money. Kind of seems like that's the vibe the situation I'm getting. But yeah, I don't
That
think
makes sense
Jason's
to
going to
me.
be involved at all with the death of Tony. I mean, we don't know, but like Ian very clearly wanted to get Tony out of the picture. He hires Bogdan for a job, a big job at the very beginning of the book. It seems like Ian just paid this guy to kill Tony and leave the photograph. That's my guess. It's not like a hard leap to make, so maybe I'll be surprised. But I mean, just 20 chapters in, that just feels like the most simple explanation about what's happening so far.
We are 70 pages in out of 361.
And even, do you have any ideas on the plot before? I was going to switch subjects real quick, but anything thoughts on who killed Tony or anything you want to, any theories?
Personally, I think it's Bogdan right now, because he was given the least amount of screen time, but also had a point of view kind of
Hmm.
uh, for him. So he seems important without showing that it's important. And the we read uh, everyone in my family's killed somebody previously, and they laid out the 10 rules or whatever to a murder mystery. And so I feel like we've already been shown the killer.
Yes. Yep.
Now there's
Agreed.
going to be like several misdirections. And since Bogdan was so small, but he's clearly a character that matters, and I feel like he kind of talked about how he's a little connected to the mob, or it was
Yeah.
implied maybe, or
I think
maybe
it's
I'm just reading
implied.
too into it. Yeah. So, and I mean, Tony, having years of connections to the mob or whatever he was, I'm guessing you don't walk away from that without making so many enemies.
No, of course. I'm super curious. I think we'll find out probably the next like Ian point of view chapter. I'm just curious if like it's supposed to be a mystery for us or a mystery for the characters. Because right now, like it just seems like it's Bogdan. Like that seems like the most logical
Obvious.
jump, obvious. But I don't know. I guess we'll find out next Ian's chapter if he's just like from his point of view. He's like, oh yes, my plan worked. Tony's dead, and we'll go. We were right. Or if he's surprised, then we're going to be like, oh, like there's something more going on here.
I
Um,
actually don't think Ian was involved.
really?
Um,
Okay.
yeah, because I think Ian thinks that he's just fine. He's like, oh, I'm just smarter than everybody, and Tony will obviously take this laying down.
Well, he's pretty confident Tony wants to kill him because he did like the firing in public and he knows Tony wants to kill him. So like I feel like he'd be like, I gotta kill him first.
I really don't think Ian's that smart. Because his whole line, it's like anybody can develop luxury condos, but not everyone can oversee someone developing luxury condos.
Yeah.
I think he thinks he's playing like 10D chess while everyone else is
Yeah.
playing checkers. You know what I mean?
I'm excited to see his next point of view. Um, but even like plot aside, I think this book is a delight to read. I think it's like funny. I think it's just like so easy flowing. And I love the way it's written. I'm really enjoying like the present day tense. Um, it's not like Ron sat in a chair or or that's a bad example, but it's all in present day except for Joyce's diary entries, which are past tense, and I think those are just a good way to like cut up and like keep the flow going. Um,
I agree. I agree. I'm having a ton of fun reading this.
yeah, I think Ron's super funny. I love him and like Ibram's relationship. I think they're all just really funny. Ron yelling at Ian at the meeting, and then like the old people like cheering him on. They're like, "You tell him, Ron, like you got him, like you gave him some good." They're just like, "Oh my God, they're so supportive of each other," patting him on the back. Um, and then I love a good clever story. I love a clever book, and I thought the way they got Donna, the police officer that comes to the
I'm afraid it's PC.
yeah PC, the way they got her
I'm afraid
involved
it's
on the case, I thought was like super clever. With
yeah,
like Ron being all upset and being like, oh, I want to talk to her. Actually, I know her.
yeah.
I
I
was like,
like that.
yeah, I was like, oh, like that's a cool way to like get her into the case.
I'm really a fan of, yeah, I like clever books. And also it kind of seems like Elizabeth is kind of spearheading it. That's why I also think she was something in intelligence.
Joyce had that moment too when she was like, the police officer when they lied, they're like, oh, she's a nun. And then when Elizabeth thought that Donna, the Mark had like a thing, Joyce was like, Elizabeth, like he's gay. Anyone can see that. I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like Joyce coming in with some observations of her own.
Well, that's what they've also kind of said, that Joyce is the hard-working one, and it kind of cracked me up when the Thursday Murder Club was saying like, "Oh, we're not actually friends," and
Yeah.
Joyce like, "We are friends. We are all friends. They just don't realize
Yeah.
it."
Yep. No, Joyce seems like the most kind of like down to earth, like kind of street smart, I guess. I don't know. Like maybe she just like sees things for
Yeah,
how they
savvy.
are. Yeah, savvy. Um,
Hmm.
but no, it's an absolute delight of a book, and not to get too into like the whole like technical thing of it all, but
Get into the technical.
No, I had that panel at ReaderCon not too long ago. They're talking about not before there wasn't a lot of books about older protagonists. It was all like
Hmm.
coming of age stories, all like especially in fantasy. I know this is fantasy, so maybe this happens more in like mystery thriller, but it's one of the first books I've read where like yeah, the four main characters like what above 80.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm like oh like that's gonna be like cool to see like what their whole thing. I love Joyce's like talk about like yeah I found this vegan cafe. Like my daughter's gonna think I'm hip. She's like, I don't really like it, but like it's just I thought that was like a cool moment. I was like, oh yeah, like that's grandma problems or like grandma thinking. Like I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I'd never make it, but it seems like a proper thing to support. That cracked me up.
Yeah, I'm just having a blast with the book.
I am too. All right, that's it for me. What do you got left?
I got nothing. I got nothing.
All right, let's call it. We'll see you guys same time, same place next week.